Hey everyone, Sir Jellybean here. We are back with Court Arms Gates of Ostfront, and this is Liberation. Some more showcase for the new DLC for the US faction, and this is all the medium tanks in the editor. These are all the tanks that fall into medium tanks. There's also some tank destroyers, some artillery pieces, but everything that falls into medium tanks. So done the light tanks, as you can see, the US has a ton. A lot of them are different variants. There's even a few kind of very niche variants I've left out, but basically we've got the meat here, the main amount. So we're going to go through them left to right as always, back row to front row. And I'm going to show you what we've got for the US. And there's obviously a lot of really cool toys. So, the M3 Late, this is Mr. Puggo Reborn's personal favourite. It is a bit of a beast. Now, kind of a weird looking tank, but this thing is an absolute beast. So you have obviously the main 75mm holder gun, the 37mm gun there. You have three 30 calibers, but the best thing is this roof mounted 30 caliber, which is my personal favourite. It's actually like, I think it's called a Capula MG, but you can even use it for anti-aircraft fire. And because there's large amounts of firepower, you have tons of ammo, 70 AP, 107 HE for 3.7, and you have 20 AP shot for 75 and 29 HE, and a crap ton of 30 caliber. It's also a fairly decent armed thing, and the main gun is actually pretty good at taking out tanks. You will see that in the Puggo Reborn video if you watch his content update 5. This thing's a beast. But we're just showing this off particularly for the US right now, which is fantastic vehicle. And very good in the research tree, so good all-round medium tank. I do like the M3 Late. Next we have, this is the M4105, it's whatever came out on the list. This is the 105mm version of the M4 with a Howitzer. As you can see, it's armed with 105mm main gun, as we'll show. It's got a 30 caliber, two of them, a 50 caliber as always, and smoke launchers. The thing is pretty well armoured, hell of a lot more armoured than the M3 Late. This thing's packing quite good sloped armour, and actually the sloped armour of the Sherman was actually stronger than the Tiger's front armour. People don't know that. The later models of the Sherman, this 107mm sloped armour, was stronger than the Tiger's front armour. So that is actually really quite a tough tank. This thing packs a punch, and the 105mm, I believe, does go to... I think I've got the wrong gun selected there. Let's get the 105mm. It's quite a good range. It's about 180, so it's a fantastic vehicle, great support vehicle. It can also knock out tanks, as we say. We've got HE, we've got heat, and white phosphorus, and smoke rounds, and support weapons. So really good all-round Sherman. Love the 105mm. Next we have the M4 Early. So same kind of chassis, but it's actually got slightly better turret armour, but slightly worse hull armour. Quite a lot worse hull armour. Early version of the M4. Now this thing's obviously packing two 30s, a 50, and the 75mm main gun. Now the problem is with the main gun on the standard Sherman, it was pretty weak. It's not got the strongest kick. Now the range, I believe, is about 170. My main gun. Just shy of 190, so it's actually pretty good. It's got 18 armor piercing, 88 HE, and 10 white phosphorus. So tons of, 68 HE, but tons of HE. Not a lot of AP. So it's obviously more of an infantry support tank. The problem is that light hull armor at the start of the early version makes it very vulnerable. Not the best tank, but still a good supporting starter tank. Next we have the M4 Early with more armor. So basically the exact same, but as you can see, the armor has gone up significantly. So you're packing a bigger punch, same weapons, same kit. Really, really good. So actually, the fact that it's more armoured is just simple and fantastic. Then we have the M4 Late, and as you can see, the armour has gone up, but it's more, I believe, the ammunition's changed. So as you actually look, the rounds are armour piercing, composite blast cap HE, HE, and white phosphorus, and it's packing the same gear. I believe it does have the exact same gun, the L40. Yep. So they're all packing the L40, pretty weak, but having the slightly stronger armour will give it more bang for its buck, which is great. And let's just pump around off just for fun. Do like the Sherman, they're very cool, obviously, the 50 caliber. If anyone wants to do the Fury, this is how you do it. Next we have the M4 A1 Early DV. Now I don't know what DV stands for, but this is a slight difference. As you can see, the armour has pumped up significantly, which is great. It's on a slope here, as you can see, and it's packing the usual weapons. It still has the L40 main gun, which isn't great, but it's got 17 armor piercing, 63 HE, and 10 white phosphorus. So it hasn't got those small better rounds, but it does have stronger front armour. So I do like that, but still, in the weapons department, it's not particularly great, but we'll pump out around just for fun. But very cool. Now I do need to mention as well, Sherman's about 38 speed. Pretty nippy, not too bad. Pretty good though for a tank, so I don't mind that as well. As always, they also pack a ton of machine gun rounds. Not so many 50 caliber, but they are supposed to be more of an anti-aircraft gun. Then we have the M4 A1 Late, as you can see. The armour's actually... So the DV must have been some kind of prototype, because the M4 A1 Late has got absolute garbage hull armour, but quite good turret armour. and it is using the same guns, but it does have the more advanced ammo. So it's a bit strange. I'm not an expert on Shermans, but I'm sure I'll have to look into it to kind of figure that out. It's still very cool. So you have the DV, the late, and then we have the M4A1 mid. And as you can see, the armour drops again. And very strange, the M4A1 mid for the armour drop. Same weapon system, same gun, same equipment, but back to the armour piercing. That may have been to do with the Sherman's development time, maybe before they were actually deployed to the war. And then we've got the M4A1 mid armour, slightly more armoured, same gun, same gear, same ammunition. But yes, also very strange that we're having to kind of do that. So we've done the mid with armour. They're all selecting for some reason, they're being a pain. And that was the... I'm sorry, I'm getting cross. M4A1 late. We did the DV, we did the mid. We did the mid with extra armour. But seriously, it's just turret armour, but still the hull very vulnerable. Does look cool though. And then we have the M4A1 76 here. Now this is massive change. As you can see, it's got the 76mm main gun. This thing's quite a beast. We'll pump around off. And we'll check the range on this thing. So 200, so same as a Flak 88 in game. It's packing 35 armor piercing blast cap, 35 HE, and it's got smoke rounds. Also has the standard 30s and 50 and smoke screen, which is great. But it doesn't have any white phosphorus shells, but still, that is a massive upgrade, and that thing will pack a major punch. Oh! Well, that was unfortunate. The white phosphorus just ignite. So these are white phosphorus. I did not expect that as well. Okay, we'll just carry... Jesus Christ, that's quite funny. So yeah, the white phosphorus can ignite people in front, so kind of a self-defense weapon as well. He survived it, welcome to him. So yeah, really cool, the upgrade there, the early variant. Then we have the mid variant, and as you can see, the gun, I believe, slightly upgrades. Just check. So M4A1 and the M4A1C, and you have different rounds. So here you got the armor piercing blast cap, the HE, and the smoke rounds. So that's very cool. So it's nice to see that. Probably a bit more kick to the gun as well, but similar armor. Still pretty light on the hull, which is a bit of a worry. And then we have the M4A3. Now this is another 105mm. It's kind of similar to the M4 105 there, but this thing is packing quite a lot of armor. It's also packing HE, heat, and smoke shells. It's got 50s, it's got 30s, it's also got smoke screen, which is white phosphorus, which I will not fire. And it's obviously quite a beast. Once again, tons of variants of different things, so it's really useful to have. And this thing will clear out bunkers and other positions exceptionally, which is fantastic. Then we've got this is the HVV version, which I don't know what difference that actually has to it. It just looks more... It looks like it's got some kind of more side skirts on it. Yeah, it looks a bit more robust. HPV, I'm thinking if that was maybe some kind of reinforced version. It's got the same armour, same weapons, same equipment, literally identical. But it does look more chunky, so maybe it's something for like fording rivers or something, but still another great tank. I'm sure someone in the comments will know all these variants of Shermans. Then we've got the M43 Early, which obviously has the 75mm gun. Same as before, pretty light armoured, similar ammo loadout, AP 18, 68 HE, and 10 white phosphorus. As you can see, there's not much difference. This is just a slight upgrade in the armour and ammo, similar to the other Shermans. 18 armour piercing, 68 HE, and 10 white phosphorus. As you can see, slight upgrade. And then we've got the lovely M43 Late, which is fantastic, which is basically the same as the other. So I say fantastic, it's just the exact same. I think I may have placed this tank down twice, that makes sense, that's my fault. But then we have the M43 75W Early, and this thing has the stronger hull armour and the same gun as before, and similar ammo loadout. So it's got 20 armor piercing, 73 AG, and 10 white phosphorus, which is really cool. So that's really cool as well. And then we get onto the M43W with the 76. So as you can see, the gun upgrades, and it has that good armour. And we've got 33 armor piercing, 34 HE, and 3 smoke. And this thing's obviously packing quite a punch. We'll pump around that. So tons and tons of Shermans and more to come. So now we've got the M43 76 HVV Field Model. And as you can see, the armour is considerably strong. It's also got that 76, which, as you can notice, it's the same 76, but it's got the muzzle brake. This is, I believe, similar to the Sherman Firefly. This thing has armor piercing, the HVAP, which is, I think it's high velocity armor piercing, a bit like armor piercing composite rigid. You've got smoke, you've got HE, and you've got armor piercing. So you've got 31 of them, 34 HE, 3 smoke, and 2 HVAP. This thing packs a hell of a punch. And let's just pump off around just to show you. And that thing sounds like an absolute freight train cannon. And numbers wise, it's around 200, so it's pretty damn awesome, really cool to have. So then after that, we go from that to the slightly more armoured variant. The ammo loadout's the exact same, so basically the same, but it does look absolutely awesome. Very much reminds me of Fury. I'm liking the things that they've stuck the extra tank treads on. I believe they use this to add a bit of armour to the hull. Obviously also could be used as tank treads, but adds a little bit of protection to some of the weak points. And then we have this, which is it's just another version of the field model, but with slightly more extra armour, which is kind of cool. As you can see, that's cool, but putting fuel cans on the front though, never a really good idea. And then we have the HVS basic version. So this thing's actually got less armour, and it's basically the same loadout, so the exact same but less armour. So they're all very similar tanks, just slight different armour. Then we have the Sherman Calipo. Is it Calipo? Calipe? And this is codenamed the T-34, but it's obviously a Sherman. It's an M43. It's got a 75mm gun. It's got your standard 230s and a 50, I believe. No, it's just got 230s, but it does have the 4.5-inch rockets. We will go through it. So it's got 20 armed piercing rounds, 73 HE, 10 white phosphorus, and 60 HE 4.5mm rockets spare. And in one salvo, there is 60 of these rockets. Now, we're just going to check the range of these things because they're quite important. Take ground. It's not showing me the range, which is irritating. And so let's do it the old-fashioned way then, because it wants to be a pain. No, don't be a pain. Come on, show me the range. Show me the range. It's actually quite a large rate, quite a long range. Try and see. Oh, let's see if we can get it done. Come on, come on. Oh, it's been a pain. It's been a pain. Well, that's annoying. Maybe because it's on. No, it should let me attack ground and like, at least. No, it's just been an absolute nightmare. Right, 4.5-inch rocket selected. Now, it's not showing me the exact range, but I'm going to imagine it's about. Well, we have to turn the engine on for this one. Sorry, guys, but it's been an absolute pain in the ass. Is the engine coming on? We're ready. Maybe it may not have been selected individually. That's why. God damn it. So the rocket range is around 280, 270. 270. That's pretty cool. Right. So rockets are alright. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Oh, that's cool. As you can see, the rockets are actually pretty punchy. 4.5-inch rockets, I believe, which is quite large. That is... Damn, that has actually done quite a bit of damage there. That's a nice thing, but the main thing I like about it is on a tank, so it's pretty secure. And they are, what are these? These are 4.5... 114mm rockets. So you think about the Katusha, but on a better chassis. And I like how it's got 60 by it. Like, fires 30 in a barrage, which is cool, but I do like that. It's very cool. So that's awesome. Next, we have the M48 A3 E2, which is just a more version of the M43 upgraded. It's armed with the basic standard. So we're not going to go through all the inventory again, because it's basically the same as some of the old tanks, just slightly more armour. We've got the M43 E2 76W, very similar to it. Now here we have the 105mm HMC, which is a self-propelled gun. It's got 105mm Howitzer and a 50 caliber. And it's obviously armed with 47 HE, 14 white phosphorus and 7 heat. Let's just check the HE rounds range. I imagine it's going to be about 300 or something. Oh, that's pretty good actually. That's 360. Let's just pump a round off. Very cool. Open tops, pretty nimble. Nice vehicle to have. Armour's absolutely pansy. I do like the ammo dropping out the back there. Very cool. Next we have the basic. This is a lighter variant, I believe, of this, but it can carry more things and it's slightly slower. It's packing the exact same gun. And it's packing the same ammo loadout, so it's very similar. But this crew on this one is dead because of our smoke launcher. And then it's got the M43 75W Late, which obviously another version of the M4. Pretty cool to see it. As always, looks great with the guy on the back with the gun system. And then we have the 90mm GMC, which is more of a tank hunter thing. It's got 64 HE rounds and 28 HE. It's got a 90mm main gun. 90mm. Now, I don't believe it was as high velocity as anything the Germans are pumping out, so you won't get as much pen from it. But this thing can punch through tanks. It's also very mobile. If you look at it, it's got 42 speed. Well, pretty mobile. I thought it was more mobile, but it's quite light. This is basically a tank hunter, I believe. It's got quite strong front armour, but the fact that it's open top does make it quite vulnerable. But let's pump out our pace around. Let's load the HE just to see what it does. And you've got a 30 and 50, obviously. Let's load the 50. Let's load the HE. Fantastic. And then we've also got the 90mm GMC 36, which I believe this is the 36B1, so this is the older variant. As you can see, the armour is slightly, just some extra armour on it. Same weapon loadout, I believe. Oh, it's 32 HE, armor piercing, and 14 HE. It's got the same main gun, I believe. It does indeed, so I'll just pump off around. But this one looks a bit more, I don't know, it looks a bit more punch. I don't know, it's the exact same design, is it, I believe? I think it is the exact same design. Just a slight different variant. The front looks more sloped. Like a more, is this slope a bit off? I think that has a stronger slope. This is more of a actual sloped, but it does have rivets in, but this does not, so this will be a bit weaker. Next we have the 155mm GMC M12, also known as the Priest, I believe this thing was. Might be wrong there though. It's got 3 high explosive, 3 armor piercing, and 3 white phosphorus. It's got 1 HE in. This thing's a beast. Let's just look at the range. Oh crap, it's got a range of 445. Jesus wept. That is pretty impressive, I must say. So we're just gonna 3, 2, 1. Kaboom! Holy schnitzel, that is a beast. Pretty lacking on ammo, but very cool. But no support weapons and very vulnerable, as you can see. This thing will get cut to shreds. And last but not least, we've got the 3-inch GMC M10, which has got a 75mm main gun. 3-inch, I think 3-inch is about 75mm. The 50, it's got less armour than most things. It's packing 37 HE, armor piercing, 13 HE, and 3 smoke. This thing is a little bit lighter. We'll just pump around that. So this is a bit of a weaker variant of the Tank Hunter, but still another nice variant you can use. So as you can see, tons of US vehicles to use. You can't really go wrong with the Sherman. You can't really go wrong with most of the vehicles. The US vehicles are pretty, pardon, excuse me, multi-role, which is fantastic. So what I'd say is basically enjoy them and get stuck in. And hopefully this has enlightened you slightly to some of the units. I haven't had the pleasure of playing them in Conquest yet. I've been a bit busy. But please do report back on your findings. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I've been Sir Jellybean. I will see you on the next one. You guys have a fantastic day.